What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome to another episode of Finessing your Forma. A lot of people really liked it, so here I am with the FEH Forma units, which we're going to be getting this month in the Hall of Forms that begins on 14th October, I believe. So this video is basically going to be a guide on what kind of skills you should aim to get, because you're going to be buying this Forma unit, so it's really important to get the bang for your buck. And we'll go over the basic rules. So any kind of Forma unit you get, you're always going to be having neutral IVs on them. You can use straight fruits to change them. And all of the Forma units always come with their base skills learned, like their preferred weapons, their base skills, they will always have that. So do not go for those kinds of things. And try to get like rare weapons which they do not have access to, or just really premium skills which you otherwise will have to spend a lot of orbs to get on these units. And Forma units cannot be merged into any other units. However, other units can be merged into these Forma units. So if you already have merged versions of these units, then you will have to merge them into the Forma unit. And a lot of times you don't really need to have like a synergetic kit on these units. You want to go for like premium skills. Don't go for skills which are available on 3-star, 4-star units or easily available Grail units. And you should always just go for the Rally Plus skills or Harsh Command Plus as their assist, and for specials always go with Ruptured Sky or Blue Flame because they are premium specials. So let us begin with the first unit on this banner, which is going to be Adrift Camilla. Now Adrift Camilla is a red flying mage, and she definitely has competition with Dancer Ishtar and Duo Pilot. Duo Pilot basically has the same base attack but has insane speed and a much better weapon. But Camilla can still dent things with her base 37 attack. So she always has that kind of thing going on for her. She's not really the fastest. So for her tome, you want to go with the Fox tome, which is pretty much like her preferred weapon, but it's only for player phase, and you don't need to be near your allies. And you could also go with the Serpent tome actually if you want to. So those are two options. You want to go with Ruptured Sky or Blue Flame. Blue Flame does synergize with her playstyle where she wants to be near an ally. For slot skill, you want to go with something that can give you a lot of attack, like Death Blow 4 or Attack Rest Push 4. For slot B, Aerobatics is a really good option, which is not easily available, and it really synergizes with her preferred weapon because she wants to be near her allies with that weapon. So Aerobatics is really good, and you want to go with that or go with Mystic Boost for slot B because it's also a rare skill. And it does synergize if you're trying to go for a push skill, so it does just offset the damage. And right now in the Hall of Forms, you cannot have access to Attack Res Rain, which Plumeria has got, because Plumeria is way too of a recent unit. We're only going to be having skills including up to Choose Your Legends 4 batch, because George was the last rail unit added. So unfortunately no Attack Res Rain for Camilla, but you could go with Joint Drive Attack, which is really good. Now the third build is in particularly really good if you want to use Camilla on your Ether Raid's defense team. You want to go with the Rally Up skill for the Rally Trap, and go with Sturdy Impact because that would increase her longevity, and Aerobatics is really good for shenanigans, and Ground Orders really helps a lot of your allies. Even if you're not going for Ether Raids, Ground Orders is always a pretty good option for slots if you're not able to get Joint Drive Attack. And then you can go with Attack Res Bond 4. She already has Attack Res Bond 3, but this is just a better skill with an extra effect, so that could be done if you want to go with that kind of playstyle. But personally, I kind of prefer Attack Res Push 4 over Attack Res Bond. And you can also go with a speedy build if you do have decent amount of merges on your Camilla. So Attack Speed Push 4, combining that with Attack Speed Rain, which is now going to be available in Hall of Forms, is going to be allowing you to have a bit faster Camilla. She does get the debuffs from her preferred weapon as well, so it will stack up with Attack Speed Rain, and then you could have Attack Speed Push 4, likely have Sparrow, and then some speed support, so she could have decent amount of speed of doubling a lot of stuff. It's the same idea with the Fury build. It doesn't really increase your speed by that much, but it does increase your resistance. You could run Mystic Boost to offset that, but ideally you want to use Desperation once you get the Forma unit. And then we move on to Adrift Female Corrin. So Adrift Female Corrin definitely faces a bit of competition from the colorless versions of herself, like Fallen Female Corrin and Legendary Corrin. All of those are really good units. But in green color, she's mainly going to be facing competition from Kana, who does have pretty good Sun Dragonstone weapon refine. But still, Adrift Female Corrin can hold her own ground because she did have trainee BST when she came out, and her breath is actually a bit unique because it does give her -1 special cooldown. So we don't have Pale Breath of Enna or Blackfire Breath of Dagensia this early on. So Glittering Breath is basically the rare option for her weapon. And you want to go with Harsh Command or a rally skill, of course. And Blue Flame is the only premium special that you can really go for her, because dragons don't have access to Ruptured Sky. And Blue Flame actually synergizes pretty well with her Draconic Rage playstyle, where she wants to be near her allies. So Blue Flame is actually a pretty good option because it becomes a 2-turn special. And you always want to go with Distant Counter as a slotty option. Draconic Rage is a pretty good weapon because of -1 special cooldown and giving you more attack and speed, so Distant Counter becomes automatically the best slotty skill for her. For slot B, you do have some options like Lull Attack Speed or Special Spiral, which you could use with like a 4-turn special. So what that allows you to do is basically have a 3-turn special with her Draconic Rage, and then you could instantly retaliate back with it if you have it charged up with Special Spiral. And Lull Speed Resistance is also a thing if you want to have more damage output. The Joint Drive Attack and Joint Drive Speed are going to be the 2 options which you should go for, depending on if you want more attack or speed. And Time Pulse is actually pretty good with her -1 special cooldown weapon. So basically you're getting any kind of 4-turn special at 2 cooldown every single turn, which is really amazing. So that could definitely work out with some high cooldown specials. You could also go with Null Follow-Up because it's absolutely amazing with any kind of fast unit, and Adrift Female Corrin is no different. Pulse Smoke could be an option if you want to use her in Aether Raid's offense in like Light Season, because she could definitely work out there with this kind of build. Null Follow-Up is going to be beating up Bramimond, and Pulse Smoke is going to be nice for counter teaming against Infantry Pulse teams as long as you don't have Eliwood on the other side of the screen, because Eliwood would definitely smash this kind of Adrift Female Corrin. And you could always go with an Oath skill and slot C if you want to have a self-buffing option, if you don't run like tactic skills or any of those things on your team. And Mystic Boost is also a self-sustain option, but I think she's got better slot B options which I showed in the screen before, like Lull skills and Special Spiral. And then we move on to our dancing man Xander. So Xander is going to be the unit which people pick up because they want an anti-Milla dancer on their team. Now Dancer Eldigan is already an anti-Milla dancer, but the thing is, Dancer Xander can fit on Infantry Pulse teams, and having 2 dancers which are immune to Millas is really good. So that is going to be really amazing for your team, like having 2 dancers which are completely immune to Milla's isolation. And Dancer Xander can easily do that with Dark Shrine or Chill defense support from one of the teammates, because he can reach pretty good amount of defense. For his weapon, you always want to go with Pumpkin, a box, because that is going to be an amazing weapon to be an anti-Milla dancer, because it has got Fury built into it, so that can increase your defense even more with the defense refine. And you're always going to be running dance on him, but still just pick up a premium assist skill. Ruptured Sky, in my opinion, is a better skill for him because he's a dancer, so having a low cooldown special is going to be nice. Fortress Defense Res is absolutely optimal and really necessary for him if you want to use him for that purpose. So make sure to get this. And for slot B, Wings of Mercy is going to be the king for most of these dancers, but Lull Attack Defense or Attack Cantrip can be an option to be like a bootleg Mirabilis in a sense if you go for the Cantrip skill. And for slot C, you could go with Joint Drive Attack, which is going to be giving you a lot of support to your Aether Raid's defense team. Or you could go with Panic Smoke just as an option. And Infantry Pulse is also an option even though it's present in the Grail pool. Mainly because Infantry Pulse teams do require a lot of Infantry Pulses, so if you're low on Grails and if you don't really want to summon another Marissa, then you could definitely save the Grails and go with Infantry Pulse in the slot C. And this is another option where you could just go with Time Pulse if you are using him on a mixed team, where he could get 1 special cooldown from like a frontliner like Seliph or Brave Ike. And he could have a special ready like Moonbow or something like that, so he could have a bit more offensive presence with the help of Time Pulse. And the final unit we have on this banner is going to be Adrift Male Corrin. At least Adrift Female Corrin faces more competition from the colorless versions of herself, but for Adrift Male Corrin, Fallen Male Corrin completely outclasses him in any kind of shape or form, just has a better weapon and just has better stat spread, updated stat spread with more BST. So yeah, Fallen Corrin is just better, but if you're still a big fan of Male Corrin, then you could definitely go with the same things which you went for Female Adrift Corrin. You don't really need to go for Null Follow-Up because he already comes with that. So Distant Counter is going to be the best slot A skill, and a lot of times you're probably going to be using Null Follow-Up, so a slot B option could be something that as an alternative, which you might use in certain matchups. So a Lull skill or Special Spiral or Mystic Boost can be helpful in that regard. And for him, you could definitely go with Joint Drive Speed because he has got a bit less speed than Adrift Female Corrin, so that could help you. And again, Time Pulse is going to be really nice with Draconic Rage. And for the final option, of course, you could go with loud speed resistance and joint drive speed to maximize the speed stat. In the solo form, I can see people getting Dancer Xander if they want to have another anti-Milla dancer on their team, or I can see people going for Camilla or maybe Adrift female Corrin if they really like those characters, because they can definitely save some fodder by going for these Forma units. So I hope this video was helpful to you guys. Make sure to share this video with a friend who is thinking of getting a Forma unit from this Hall of Forms. And I want to thank all of my YouTube members for their constant support. It really means a lot. And if you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like and a comment. Helps me tremendously. And be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because YouTube sub boxes make me about as sad as the state of Adrift male Corrin. So with that said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.